Let's come into something.
Like you singing?
Nah. Oh shit! You really push play.
Did you think I was joking?
At least play the intro.
That we can't hear? Psych.
The internet ain't ready for my religious ballads. It's Holy Week, you fucking pagans. Pray for some redemption as we're sipping on these hard seltzer, hard kombucha, and basic gas Blue Moon.
I can't confirm anything Pete just said. I don't know what you're talking about.
More life, huh? More everything.
Please don't do a horrible Jamaican accent because you're not good at it.
You can't do it either.
I can't actually.
But bum bum bum.
It's so good.
It'll come air horn.
It's so
Can
good.
I get an air horn, DJ? There's the air horn on the board.
Which one?
Scroll.
The one that says DJ Airhorn.
Damn, I'm blind. Anyway.
What's up, people?
When in doubt, press the blue button.
Live from the Good News Sports Studio in Hawthorne, California, it's your favorite football podcast, Touchdowns with Tangents. I'm PD Camarillo.
I'm Kenneth Berry.
And we have a familiar face back in studio with us. Back from the abyss of quarantine.
Spring break.
Hey. Our favorite senior, Izzy's almost at the finish line. How do you feel?
I'm so excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, but nervous to get into the real world, to be honest.
You're already in the real world.
You're already there. You're passing half the
You survived COVID. I think you can survive anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. Thanks.
And it's like you're not blacked out at a party right now with like 2 months left to go in school like me and Pete definitely were. So.
I can't say I
was doing
wish.
some sundial shit right now. Probably. Working on my newsletter, which I'm still working on.
You were definitely smoking weed while you were doing
I'm still
it.
working on a newsletter. So
I was going to let that go, but you were definitely smoking weed the whole time.
Like you let my newsletter go?
You mean your newsletter?
Like you let my newsletter go?
Hey, we're not going to talk about. We're talking about sundial issues. We can talk about it.
The hard kombucha's kicking in over here.
Hey man, I held back a lot. Let's just say, like I could bring out some facts you don't know yet.
That's Kenny's favorite thing is to be like, when he gets caught off guard, he'll be like,
the only thing you have on me.
He'll be
the
like,
newsletter.
I got 3 tanks in the garage. It's like, bro, no, you don't. You're just trying to scare tactic me.
No, I'm not.
Tanks? What tanks?
It's a metaphor. He'd just be like, I got this hidden under wraps. And it's like, nah, you don't, bro. You're bluffing.
I do.
Like he gets a COVID test every week?
Yeah, like that. Like that.
Okay, every other week.
What?
If I get the test 1 week and then get the results the next week, that technically covers 2 weeks.
That's fair.
Who gets you don't get tested twice in back-to-back weeks? It takes a minute. And I don't go to first off yourself. Do you get tested every week?
I don't need to get tested every week. I'm not a frontline essential worker.
Don't you ever fucking forget that either.
I mean, I am an essential worker. I'm just not a frontline one. I got a letter that says I'm an essential worker.
That can work from the crib, you lazy bitch.
Yeah, don't be mad at me because I make twice as much sitting on my ass.
Not to credit, I'm trying to get there. Like I'm going to sit on my ass and do nothing too, but then do stuff.
It's not that great.
It sounds like it. You sound like you sound like a drunk dad right now.
Damn, that's my life. You should see me on Saturday.
I can tell from the haircut.
Everyone was asking me how I was doing. I was like, not that great, actually. I'm that dude now. I'm that dude that's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, it sucks. Like, that's me.
Sciatica, pain.
Yeah, and they're like, I was just trying to be cordial, and I'm going full into it. Like, yeah, teenagers, I don't recommend it. 1 star on Yelp.
Just go to babies and stop.
What do people say to you?
They'll just be like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" I'm like, maintaining." And then they're like, "Oh,
I shouldn't have said anything. Why did I speak?
Follow up."
The fear is in the follow up.
Yeah,
that might be the title.
But anyways, man, shout out to the X Squad affiliate. Shout out to FBC Radio. Shout out to your favorite podcast app where you can find this audio experience, Touchdowns and Tangents. Also on Twitter, Instagram, TDs_tangents. With that, man, we've spent a lot over the past few weeks talking about free agency, talking about Deshaun Watson, talking about, just different things going on in the offseason. But now it feels like we're really finally getting into draft season. It's April, only a few more weeks until the NFL draft.
Today's April 1st.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Doesn't it just feel like it's February?
I know. That was a great fucking month. Not just because I was born in that month, but it was a great month. Man, my birthday was lit.
But yeah, Kenny, so do you want to just start by talking about some of the pro day stuff that happened this week?
I think we should probably start with some of the trades that happened that make the pro days even more exciting. Okay,
yeah. So this week, the big trade was the Dolphins, the 49ers, and the Jets. Right? No.
No, it wasn't the Jets. It was the Eagles. So the Dolphins traded the 6th pick. No. The Eagles traded out of the 6th pick to get to the 12th pick to get more picks. And the Dolphins pretty much gave up that pick, and the Niners got the number 3 pick. So, yeah. The Niners literally, now that they have the 3rd pick, and the Dolphins have the 6th pick, and the Eagles have the 12th pick, and the Dolphins got a first-round pick, an extra first-round pick for this year and next year. They flipped it. Okay,
so the 49ers traded up to number 3.
Yep.
Sent the Dolphins the number 12, a 2022 first-rounder, 3rd-rounder, and a 2023 first-rounder, which you just said. Then they traded the number 12 pick to get back up to number 6. So they sent the number 12, a 4th-rounder, and a 2022 first-rounder to get back up to number 6 with the Eagles, which,
the way those pro days worked out, they're probably mad as hell at themselves.
Which, to me, San Francisco is trying to play it off like they're not going to draft a quarterback, even though the whole world knows they're going to draft a quarterback. Just like the Patriots keep trying to play it off like they're not trying to trade for Jimmy G, even though we all know they're trying to trade for Jimmy G. But yeah, that's a separate issue. I just think it's interesting because, like, what are the Eagles going to do? Like, are they just going to let one of the quarterbacks fall to them?
They're going to cry.
Because I know that there were reports earlier this week saying that the organization is kind of split on Jalen Hurts. Some people think he could be a franchise quarterback. Some people think he couldn't. I guess he's even been getting trade interest. So who knows what they're going to do at quarterback position. They already have a lot of needs. They're kind of a team in transition right now because they were trying to win now, but it just hasn't happened since the Super Bowl.
And they definitely needed a receiver, and they traded pretty much out of a premium spot to get a top-flight receiver. They can probably still get a good one.
Well, I think that's probably going to be Miami's plan, right? Like, what are they going to do at 6?
Miami can get a receiver. They could go, if Panay Sewell falls. If the Bengals don't take a receiver, or if they take Kyle Pitts.
If quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, which I doubt it'll happen, but it could.
Atlanta.
Then the Dolphins are going to get somebody. And Atlanta might even get. So
Atlanta has 4.
Quarterback could go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then who's at 5? No, not Jacksonville. We should know this.
Yeah.
This is how you know we're washed.
I totally forgot. I don't know if it's the amnesia or the fact that I actually saw
all the fried food.
Nah.
The Bengals have 5. So the Bengals are going to take a receiver.
Damn.
They've been talking about reuniting Burrow with his receiver from LSU.
Jamar Chase?
Yep.
Which, by the way, that's insane if you put Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins all in the same offense with Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow. It doesn't even matter who plays tight end at that point. But they definitely need a left tackle. So I don't see how unless they trade down, I don't see how at the 5th spot you don't get either Penei Sewell or you take a receiver. But they need a left tackle because their O-line is trash. And what's his face? Jonah Williams isn't really going to be a left tackle. Let's just be honest.
I guess Miami
guard or right.
Miami just kind of sees himself as a team that can just take the best player available because there's a run on quarterbacks in those first 4 picks. The Dolphins are going to get one of the best players on the overall board.
I don't think they're going to get Sewell because they like Jackson out of USC. But that don't mean they don't want a right tackle. They might take Slater and move him to guard. Or they might go... they got Gesicki. They're not going to go Pitts. But literally, they should probably go receiver because I don't. Oh, boy, what's his name? Parker. I don't really see him as a number 1 receiver. He'll probably be a good number 2. And then you got Preston Williams in the slot. And you got Gesicki, who's getting better as a tight end. But if they're really serious about building around Tua, you got to go offense. And you got to resist not taking Kyle Pitts out of Florida, even though he's faster and better than Gesicki, who's also a freak athlete.
Yeah, I get why Philly moved up. I mean, I get why San Francisco moved up. I get why the Dolphins moved down and then moved back up because they get draft picks and they're still in a spot where they can get a really great talent. I still just don't really understand what Philly's doing.
They're
just going towards a straight full-on rebuild, I guess.
They have 11 draft picks. The Seahawks have 3.
But at what point do you start getting rid of some of your other veterans?
I mean, at this point, they're probably cheap. You got the biggest contract off your books. I mean, even though
that's true.
They have to eat a chunk of it, right?
That's true. You can only consolidate so much of your debt. Some of it you just gotta live with.
They're not paying any receivers. They're not really. They got Sanders on a rookie deal. Their defense,
but like
Slay is highly
Graham,
paid.
Barnett, Fletcher, like all those dudes
they re-signed
are paid.
They re-signed Barnett, but
that's what I'm saying. All those dudes are paid,
but they're not like Barnett doesn't have a fat contract. Their linebackers are really nothing.
Graham has a fat contract, and Fletcher has a fat contract.
So, like 4 guys. But realistically...
Darius Slay has a big contract.
But they can avoid those contracts.
Anthony Harris, who they just signed.
He got like a 1-year, $5 million deal.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Like 5 or 6 million.
I'm sorry.
But realistically, if you're the Eagles, you say, okay, we need quality of depth. Then, yeah, you should probably get those 11 draft picks and get as many people as you can. But they can't miss on that first pick. Like if
Anthony Harris really went from making $10 million to $5 million. The Raiders still didn't sign him.
Didn't take a long-term deal.
Damn.
Took the 1-year prove-it deal. A lot of guys did that. But if you look at what the Eagles are, I mean, if they take Mekhi Parsons, who had a 4.39 as a linebacker, their defense is terrible. Shit, that might reset the franchise for them. They might shock everybody and go defense. And if they do, well, then you can go offense the rest of the way. Because there's a ton of receivers. You know, they got a running back. I mean, they had guys who had Ward who stepped up. They had Fulgham who came out of nowhere. It's not like they don't have guys who can be competent. And I think with that offense, they're probably not going to want to get a bunch of splashy receivers. Fam, eat away from the mic. Lord, I can hear you.
I'm not even close to it.
Did you stop gestating? This is why you can't eat fried food, bro. You take forever to digest it. It's terrible.
Wow, you could have muted my mic. You're right in front of the fucking board, asshole.
Nah, I had to get you. For earlier. But nah, when you just look at what Philly's doing with those 11 picks, they just got to go best available at all their positions of need. Like, if we really keep it in a buck, best position at linebacker, best position at receiver. They don't really need a DB. But if they do take a corner at 12, it's probably going to be Surtain or J.C. Horn. And honestly, if they do that, you can't really go wrong because those are solid corners. And, I mean, if you have no offense, you might as well shore up your defense, right?
Bruh, I just read this backstory on this mead that I just got that this liquor store dude recommended, and now I'm scared.
I told you. That's why I didn't want to drink that shit.
What did you just call that?
Bad juju.
It says,
It's called nectar.
many years ago, a mysterious book was discovered by a group of friends in Ferndale, Michigan basement. A translation of its contents revealed the recipe for an ancient beverage using mango juice, honey, and black pepper. What they didn't realize was that creating this beverage had dire consequences. Stricken by fear of its completion, the friends tried to contain the terrifying forces into this very bottle. Once open, however, no one can say for sure if it can be conquered. Defend your soul.
What?
That's amazing PR. We should be getting paid for it. You should have been paid for reading that.
That's poor marketing.
Bruh.
That's poor marketing, but dangerous marketing.
I don't want to drink this shit anymore. I'm scared now.
Too late. You probably shouldn't open it. You should probably
So this is
don't
how a
open it around
scary
me.
movie starts. Huh?
Don't open it around me, dog. Like,
I'm in a good mood, chilling. Liquor store dude recommends some sus ass fucking bottle.
it's
I
like,
drink it and my whole night just fucking turns.
yeah, it's like Drag Me to Hell when she was going to give that random stranger her card, and then she went to hell, and then she decided not to do it. So I'm not taking any beer from you
Liquor
ever again.
before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before liquor, you never been sicker. Okay. Muscle memory.
I'm gonna need you to not open that on the air. I'm gonna need you to not ruin. Like, don't be the spring breaker who. Don't let this be a comedy and turn it into a horror movie.
Hey, I already got approved for an Uber. Okay, so let me have my moment.
Who got approved for an Uber?
Me.
Oh, okay, good for you then. All right, bravo.
I just mean my girl said she'll pick herself if we need it. So. Kenny's like, oh, I bet then. Pass me one. Not that we're drinking in the studio, though, of course. We would never do that.
Not that we're not shotgunning. We wouldn't do that. That's irresponsible. But yeah, man, speaking of irresponsible, I think.
I'm just like.
Yo, he cocked his head back so hard. I thought you were going to fuck yourself up. I was like, you don't have
Hey, Kenny.
like, dog, I'm black. I don't do that shit. You will get punched in the face.
I'm the first one dead, bro. You are definitely the first one dead in my scary
Nah.
movie, bro.
Nah. I'm the one black dude who's, I'm just looking, my ancestors are scarier than you. They survived lynching, so nah. I'd be like, take a little punk ass back in the bottle. Bro, it's whatever. He can keep doing that all day. It's just...
No, that was just from the taste. It tastes like flat wine.
Oh, so that's definitely a horror movie. Flatline. Fucks up your stomach every time.
Carbonated?
It's like kind of, but not really.
Yeah, this is like, what's the Paranormal Activity, La Llorona or some shit? It only affects you. It doesn't affect... There's no black people who get killed in that version. La Llorona has no effect on me whatsoever.
Wow, that was kind of racist, but
It's not racist. They made the movie. That's racist. You can't blame me for quoting said movie and the premise when, yeah, that's a real horror movie thing in the Latino community. Is it not?
Latinx community.
Thank you for... I never fucking know, bro. I don't get invited to those meetings, so I don't know. Like,
Get him.
if I say it wrong, tell me. I don't care. Like, I'm not afraid to look wrong or be wrong.
A FedEx.
What? What the fuck did you just say?
Nothing.
Are you just saying things?
How do you pronounce Tua's full first name?
Tua Tagovailoa.
He didn't say it right. He just tried to play it off.
Tua Tagovailoa. You
That
can't
is
say
not-
it.
I definitely can't say it, but
I
I'm
know
not
you can't
pretending
spell
to say it.
I said Tua Tagovailoa.
Bro, I'm drunk.
Sound it out.
It sounded out. Tua Tagovailoa.
Where's the N?
I said Tagovailoa. There's no need for an N. Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, but that's his last name. But can you pronounce his full first name?
Oh, hell no.
Oh,
nah,
okay.
That shit will summon a demon. And it'll probably be a Polynesian demon, and I'm not fighting Polynesians.
I'm cool.
We're good on that one. That's not a fear. That's just, no, you don't do that.
He is very attractive.
What movie was that where they fight?
A Polynesian demon? Fam, I want to see that movie.
It's not a Polynesian demon. It's like a tribe that had got killed, and it's like a bunch of.
Was it like they got stuck and stranded in an island somewhere? Like,
yeah,
they got killed by the locals?
Yeah, and then they ended up coming back as like this ghost tribe, and they were afraid of them, but it turned out that it was like their dad, and they didn't need to be afraid of him.
That's whack. That's almost as whack as the NFL. Pretty much solidifying 17 game seasons. There's going to be only 3 preseason games, no overtime, and yeah, the 17 games. Alvin Kamara was pissed about it. He didn't like it very much.
Good segue, because I'm Rams at Tampa Bay drunk right now.
Dog, how you get this drunk this fast? Damn, how is it that bad of a week, bro?
I'm tired, dog.
Rams at Tampa Bay?
Yeah, or Tampa Bay at Rams.
Pete's having a quarter life crisis right now.
Nah, not even.
Third life crisis?
I don't know what happened.
Well, I mean, it started
It's
with
hard kombucha, man. 6.5%.
It started with kombucha and tenders. But anyway, so
17 games, yeah.
17 games. That kind of leads into what we're going to talk about next. With
who was it that said that, like, oh, players are barely making it through a 16-game season? I understand the money, but like, you got to do something to better support and make sure that players get through the season. I want to say it was Emmanuel Acho.
Probably was.
Sounds like something he would say. But
he went to Texas too, and he's been injured, so he feels for guys.
But yeah, man, I think even with COVID, we talked about it last year, how a practice squad basically became like JV or became like a fucking transfer portal.
Like the Nets roster?
Something like that. But yeah, like, they need to do something to expand the roster. I don't think it's a bad thing either to have more players available on game day. Like, you know, we have more people who are positionless who can play multiple positions. And also, as we talked about, the injuries.
Yeah, so I'm going to run through all 13 of the rule proposals that also coincide with the 17 games. So,
real quick, was it Alvin Kamara?
Who said, yeah, this is a dumbass idea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
He's like, yeah. And also, like, my fantasy team, I can't take another season of fantasy football to where, like, he scores 7 fucking touchdowns in a game and I lose by, like, 20 points.
Are you going to actually play for money this year?
If you play for money, I'll bet on your team.
I make pretty good week-to-week decisions. unless the team I'm going against is playing the Vikings defense, and I'm probably fucked. Like, I'm still mad about that. 7, bro. Had he scored 4 touchdowns, I would have won by a lot. But he scored like 7, and yeah. So anyway, first proposal, and this is proposed by the competition committee: eliminate overtime in the preseason. Which I get it. It sucks for, like, it kind of sucks now that, like, the undrafted guys are going to have virtually no time. Because the starters are going to be taking up a lot of time to get their system in. And they're not really going to have time for, like, the guys on the lower end of the roster. That sucks. But it is what it is. The second one is expand the prohibition on blocking below the waist by offensive and defensive players on scrimmage downs when contact occurs beyond 5 yards on either side of the line of scrimmage and more than 2 yards outside of either offensive tackle. Proposed by the competition committee as well. Pretty much no blocking downfield in a scrimmage to an extent. Nothing below the waist, no chop blocks, no backside blocks. That's what got a guy's leg snapped a couple years ago in a contract year.
Do they do this every year? Try to put new rules?
Every year, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the competition committee, they always have their stuff that they fight for. But now it feels like more stuff is getting in than normal. Like, for years, it was, like, really conservative. And now they're kind of doing the thing. So, yeah. Number 3, for 1 year only, a maximum of 9 players could be in the setup zone. This rule mostly relates to kickoffs and would theoretically make it easier to recover onside kicks, which is proposed by the competition committee again. Pretty much less people, less of a pile, less likely for injuries to happen. People get kicked in the head, stomped, kneed. Just unnecessary carnage that I guess they're trying to avoid. Number 4, allow the replay official and designated members of the officiating department to provide certain objective information to the on-field officials. Basically, the replay official and people in the league's officiating department will be allowed to help correct the call before it actually goes to replay. And it was proposed by the competition committee, the coaches subcommittee, and the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, some of these rules would get corrected pretty much in real time. You'd be like, no, everybody at home saw this. It's actually not what you think it is. Like, yeah, there was holding and you missed it. You should look at the replay again. Whatever. No, that wasn't a touchdown. He didn't cross the plane. Pete's gonna.
I keep eating tenders hoping to sober up, but then I just keep drinking, so it just doesn't work.
Fam, you were like college level depressed, and I'm a little bit worried.
4 kids.
This is for sure my worst episode ever.
Yeah, we're gonna have a talk.
This is a low point.
This is a group chat discussion. Like, fam, Pete said, "Fuck it today." He chose liquor. He chose internal violence. But anyway,
internal violence.
At a loss.
Hey man, life sucks. Beer doesn't.
Nah, there's some shitty beer out there, actually. Pabst Blue Ribbon is a shitty beer.
I've had worse.
But it's still shitty beer.
I take Pabst over Natty. Or Still Reserve.
Again,
or Old English.
3 shitty beers. 4 shitty beers.
Or King Cobra.
5. Stop trying to hit on black beers that you think are going to offend me.
What do you mean?
King Cobra. You said King Cobra.
I'm not saying that to offend you.
That's a 90s.
That's reverse racism.
What? Hold on. Are we going to talk about racism and beer? Is that an episode? Because that's an episode. Just don't say Old English, because goddamn. Nobody should be drinking malt liquor anymore. Like, fam.
Bro, if I had an ND 2020, you would fuck it up.
I was just thinking MD 2020.
Yeah,
I avoided it in high school.
Yeah,
I avoided MD 2020 in high school. I got stuck.
Cause you'll be sipping on that shit, diluted with a little Tampico on your way to work in your little coffee cup, bro. I can see you doing that shit.
When I found out, oh, I'm allergic to some shit in lean, I was like, oh yeah, I can never do that. I'll die. It'll be a slow death. I don't even know it. So yeah. So,
I can't quit that lean. Something on codeine.
I can't fuck with that lean. That's dangerous. But yeah, I stayed away from Mad Dog on purpose because I saw what it did to everybody else. But once I hit that taco vodka, it was over. Ugh.
Oh, that's what it is.
Shitty vodka. I got past everything.
That lean, put a ring around codeine.
I hate the people who made that vodka. Like, stay away from $5 vodka. It'll save your life. Don't do it.
Amsterdam is that hood vodka, bro.
That's right. Or I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, that's that hood vodka.
I love that stuff though.
I should have got the Firebird.
That's that vodka that homeless dude who can't go into the liquor store anymore will ask you to buy for him.
And it'll split some with you.
But it does what it needs to, and it tastes better than whiskey, in my opinion.
And then my mom was drinking that last week. I was like, really, Mom? Yeah. It's like, hey, you couldn't go for Smirnoff.
Tito's.
You couldn't get Sky. Like,
sometimes you don't want to even. I need what's in the bottle, not what's on it.
There's a tequila that's like $20. Is it like Epsilon?
Yeah, Epsilon with the skulls on it.
Yeah,
that's
I think so.
It's cool.
That's good, Danger.
I'd rather drink Casamigos.
Everyone says Casamigos.
What do you think about celebrity tequilas?
It's usually trash.
Like cacti. Cacti is trash.
Oh yeah, did you try
Cacti
it?
is trash.
Really?
I got some last week. Yeah. I mean, it's like really smoky. Like if you like smoky stuff, because it's technically mezcal. It's not a regular like vodka seltzer.
Okay.
It's like a mezcal. I guess mezcal seltzer. Like
Okay.
so, it's a lot more smoky than like the regular seltzers. But the texture's a little bit weird too. It's more like it's like this, where it's kind of like not as bubbly. It's more like
interesting.
more like I don't know how to explain it. Like sugary water. I don't know. Like
Speaking of sugary water that's probably bad for you and smoky, the Rams proposed this next rule. So add a loss of downs for a second forward pass from behind the line and for a pass thrown after the ball returned behind the line of scrimmage. The Rams almost got burnt on a 2-pass play by Tom Brady during the 2020 season. They don't want to see it happen again. Yeah, the Rams proposed that. There's a common theme with who proposes some of these rules. It's actually quite hilarious.
What does that mean?
Pretty much like if you fumble the ball out and then try to throw it again, and you're not allowed to do that.
Oh.
Like almost like, if the tuck rule happens again, but you pick up the ball before it hits the ground and then throw it, like, nah, that shouldn't be allowed.
Okay.
Also, number 6, ensure the enforcement of all accepted penalties committed by either team during successful extra point attempts. If a team gets penalized on an extra point, they can take the penalty at the 2-yard line or the 15-yard line. If they get penalized again, the penalty has to be enforced from wherever the first penalty was enforced. So if they had a false start on a 2-point conversion, they can have that enforced at the 2 or 15-yard line. If they had a second false start, they no longer get an option, and it'd be enforced from the spot of the first penalty. Shout out to Eric. We love you. This rule was proposed by the Chicago Bears. And there we go. All right, number 8. Actually, no, number 7. My bad. This was actually kind of dope. Mike Hill brought this to my attention earlier. Expand jersey number options for certain positions. If this passes, the rule would allow running backs, linebackers, and defensive backs to wear 1 through 19 and receivers to wear 1 through 19, along with their normal 80 through 89. This rule was proposed by the Chiefs. Now, that'd be kind of dope to see linebackers wearing college football jerseys. Pretty much like the NFL is really trying to just say, why don't we just make college numbers just like the pros? Like, what's the point? Like, why can't a linebacker or a defensive end or whatever wear 19? Why can't a receiver wear number 1? Like, you do it in the preseason. Like, why can't I be the number 1? Why can't I be a top 5 pick and wear 0 and still be the best player in the league? Because the number shouldn't matter, right? It should be the player. Like, if Jerry Rice wore 82, I'm pretty sure he'd still be the GOAT. Would he not? Some people say the number makes the player. Some people say the player makes the number. That's interesting. And if the Chiefs proposed it, I mean, I just don't think they want to confuse it because linebackers already can wear, like, I think 40 to 49. What is wrong with you?
I meant to hit hold and I hit the volume button.
God damn it, bro. Like, pull it together. Pull this shit together. Tie it in a double knot.
On that note, though, tell me you, like, in an alternate universe, like, you wouldn't want to listen to a Cameron podcast over a Joe Budden podcast.
Now you want to talk about Joe Budden podcast?
I'm just saying.
On our podcast?
I'm just saying. If Cameron had a podcast,
I'd listen.
Yeah.
I just want him to finish the story about the crazy neighbor. His IG is wild.
Why does he have so many stories? Like,
Cameron's a wild man. Cameron is a wild man. I just enjoy it.
Like when he talked about almost getting in a fight with Lawrence Fishburne, bro, I was dying. Did you see that video?
That shit crazy too. Like Cameron, for real.
How do you get snubbed by Lawrence Fishburne?
Was this after his daughter put out that porno?
He just put some cutters on and then was like, "Nah, I ain't even gonna get these dirty on you kids," and walked away. Like, damn.
Was this after his daughter put out that porno though?
I didn't know Lawrence Fishburne's daughter had a porno.
She does. We're not going to say anything else. But yeah. Charlie Murphy, Cameron. Up there with storytellers. Okay, so number 9. Actually, no, number 8. Again, another rule proposed by a team that may or may not be bitter. Implement a spot and choose overtime rule. Basically, one team would pick where the ball is spotted in overtime, and then the second team would pick whether they want to play offense or defense. You can read more details on the rule by clicking here, blah, blah, blah. Proposed by the Ravens. Pretty much it's almost some college football type stuff like, okay, let's say we want to put the ball at the 10 and we want to go on offense. Okay, you do that. But, you know, you get to pick where the ball is, but they get to pick if they want to go on offense first. So it's like, if you can't stop them and they score a touchdown and you lose, well, you can't get mad at me because you spotted the ball. You got to pick where the ball was spotted. And if the other team wants to go on offense first and they score first, they win. So that's your fault, technically. So, again, this rule could actually screw the Ravens. But number 9, instead of an onside kick, this rule proposal would allow a team to try to convert a 4th and 15 play to retain possession of the ball. Proposed by the Eagles. Yeah, it's just funny. Like, some of these rules, you could tell, like, these teams are deeply afflicted. It's like when you talk about, like, a random subject or cheating or whatever, and then somebody who has, like, a sour ex or just a bad experience gets triggered. And, like, can we not talk about this? They're like, fam, we get over your ex. It's like, we're done. Like, we're talking about this.
Yeah, some of this is kind of petty.
Some petty-ass rules.
Well, half of them won't get through.
Yeah, but it's just funny when you can tell, like, the same teams, like, you find different ways to lose, don't you? Like,
on the 4th game of the 3rd
it's just they have to put some
on a Saturday.
Yeah.
They just have to put something on record that, like, oh, at least they tried.
Yeah.
You know, so their fans will be like, oh, at least they're trying.
They're Karening, though. Like,
yeah,
this is football Karening. They're being Karens with some of these rules.
I mean, I just think it's funny because how many rules have the Raiders gotten screwed by and they never propose any rules?
All of them.
They never propose any rules and
the
they're
Raiders,
always getting screwed by rules. Like
the Raiders are like that, like all those dirty jokes about pornos, and then there's that one chick and then like a bunch of dudes in the background standing there. That's the Raiders. The Raiders are like the one girl in the picture in a room full of dudes and all those weird ass barstool memes. That's what this is. The Raiders have gotten screwed by almost every possible rule you can think of. Literally almost all of them. I'm surprised.
Including the rule that you should never take a 5'8" safety in the first round.
Y'all, you thought Carl Joseph was a good idea. I'll never let you forget that.
Carl Joseph's better than the one they got now.
You thought Carl Joseph was a good idea.
Carl Joseph is better than who they have right now.
And who came after Carl Joseph in that same draft?
A lot of people.
3-4 people, right?
Yeah, but...
Yeah, don't get me started.
And how many people came after Jonathan Abram?
All of them. Literally, in that draft, a gang of people. Can't believe they really didn't take Fred Warner. That shit gets me upset. But anyway, and Montez Sweat, you know, just defensive ends running 4 3s and 4 4s. Raiders are like, no, we don't need them because we can't coach them up apparently. But everybody that coach in the league knows how to coach them up. It's crazy. All right. Number 10, playoff teams are not allowed to sign players who've been cut by teams that aren't in the playoffs. Oh, shit. Here we go. It's the New Jersey Nets rule. It is the New Jersey Nets rule. It is the Jared Valdir got cut by like 3 teams and kept signing on teams in the playoffs. It's the Tremont Williams rule. It's the whoever got cut and ended up on the. God damn it, Pete! I'm gonna punch you in the throat. It's whoever got.
It's literally from you.
That's not my voice.
This is a video you sent me during this podcast. How you gonna get
mad? I sent it like an hour ago, and why are you listening to it while we're on the air?
All right, my bad.
I'm not even talking about college football, you bastard. Jesus. But yeah. That actually is a fair rule. Like, if you're on, like, the Colts, you shouldn't be allowed to sign with, like, you're team hopping to a championship, and that's kind of nasty. But also, if I'm a free agent, I'm a free agent, right? I don't think that's a fair rule to put in. The competition committee put that in. It's probably not going to stick, though.
Is there a team like that drafts better in the late rounds than the Colts?
Packers?
I feel like the Colts draft better in late rounds.
Bills? They get mostly
The
senior
Bills
ball.
too. The Bills too.
The Panthers, arguably.
The Panthers get undrafted guys too.
And like 6th round guys who should have been 4th round guys.
All right, sorry, tangent.
Yeah. All right, so number 11. Teams will be required to report tryouts and visits to the league office throughout the year, proposed by the competition committee. That's just really keeping everybody honest. And what if you wanted a private workout with somebody? You don't want to have to report that. But again, that goes to competition and being up on the competition. This rule might actually be for Bill Belichick. Who knows?
Will people like privately work out with other teams and not tell the team they're on?
It's more like for... See, it could go one way or another because it could almost coincide with the previous rule, number 10. Like, if you had a workout set up with, let's say, 2 teams that are on a bye, but the team you're on lost, that you're signing to, like, you're signing this team, but let's say you already had a private agreement that you will work out for these other 2 teams in case the team you're on loses in the first round. Is that a form of coercion? Is that technically illegal? So that's why these 2 rules, 10 and 11, if they splice those rules together, I could see that being implemented. But I don't necessarily think 10 goes in on its own merit, but 11 is like, no, every time you have a tryout with somebody, you need to report it. Mm-hmm. So, but that could lead to other issues. All right, number 12, to keep all teams and candidates on equal ground, interviews for head coaching or coordinator jobs can't be held until after the conference title games, and you can't make any hirings until after the Super Bowl, proposed by the Buffalo Bills.
I actually like that one because it's like that weird window of like, well, you can only hire anybody who's not in the playoffs, and then it's like a weird window where, like, okay, you can negotiate with all of them until the divisional round, and then from the divisional round until the Super Bowl, you can't negotiate with anyone who's left in the fucking coaching pool. Which is like, that's all the good assistants, bro. Like, so I can't negotiate with an assistant from the top, 8 teams?
I would cut all the fat out from this rule. Just say, you can't talk to a coach until after the Super Bowl's over.
Oh, isn't that what the rule was? I thought that's what the rule was.
No, it's like you can't make any hirings until after the Super Bowl, but you can.
You can interview
you can interview after the conference title game. Well, but then they're playing for a Super Bowl. So how about this? Wait till the entire season's over. Once the Super Bowl champion, okay, now you can interview whoever you want. Literally the day after. That would just make more sense. That way, it's fair to everybody. And I'm sorry if you're 1-15. You out of the playoffs first, well, you just got to wait longer. That's why you're not in the Super Bowl.
I think it's because some teams always want to just
a jump start,
get out with the old and in with the new as fast as possible.
But that's your fault for sucking and not winning a Super Bowl. I'm not gonna. You don't get like fair treatment because you suck. You don't get treated the best because you're not good at anything. Like, nah, be good at something and then you'll get some fucking slack. Like that rule should go into effect, but I would cut that first half off. Like, no, you can't talk to a coach until the Super Bowl is played and done and over. Then you can call them right on the 50-yard line. I don't care. Do what you got to do. But yeah, that's those 12 rules. And yeah. Any comments?
No. I think you pretty much summed it up.
Is there one that you're like, this one's going to pass 100%?
Let's see.
They were talking about the overtime rule being the one that's going to pass because it's already like the second time they proposed that rule, and they've been trying to redo overtime for like a decade. So
they're going to honestly, hold on. They're honestly gonna have to combine like 3 of those overtime rules because like 4 of those rules that I read you can combine into one rule and just give statutes like in sub clauses. But I mean, as far as that goes, the overtime rule, once you can't sign with another team if you already like signed to another team in the playoffs, because then that goes into like, okay, you could just stack guys on your practice squad who got cut and they were just playing in a game and now they're back on another team and they're ring chasing. Normally you don't see any signing. You might see a guy get cut like Tyquan Underwood when he got cut from the Patriots for the Super Bowl. But you normally don't see a lot of that. But also, it's COVID. There's way less access. So we'll see. But on to college football news. Not gonna lie to y'all, a lot of pro days happened. Like a shit ton of pro days happened. So I'll just start with LSU's pro day. See, what they did was, and LSU usually almost always has the best pro days. It's just how they roll. But Jamar Chase, who sat out this whole season, he was considered the number 1 receiver in the draft, even though he wasn't eligible last year. He measured in at about 6 feet, 200 pounds, and some people had him at a 4.34, but mostly he was clocked at a 4.38 unofficially, and he had a 41-inch vertical, 11-foot broad jump, 30-inch arms. Those are amazing numbers for a guy his size. The fact that he ran a 4.38, the fact that the last time you saw him, he was the best receiver in the country, and all the guys he went up against for Clemson, 2 of them were first-round picks at corner, and he just embarrassed them. Like, he utterly embarrassed Clemson's defense. So, he's probably going to go top 5. Like, Jamar Chase won't really go past 10. I'd be shocked if he made it to 10. But also his teammate Terrence Marshall, 6'2.5", he also ran a 4.38, and they only ran their 40 one time. Once they ran that 4.38, it's like, okay, shut it down. I'm done. But Terrence Marshall, who had like 13 touchdowns, I think he had 10 touchdown catches this year. He was on pace to probably have like 17 and like 1,200 receiving yards. He stopped after 7 games, and called out. Their QB got hurt, Miles Brennan. He was done for the year, so he just called it quits after 7 games to prepare for the draft. 6'2", running a 4.38, 19 bench press reps, 39-inch vertical, 32-inch arms. He might sneak into the first round. And LSU receivers are pretty much as good as gold. So that should be interesting. Racy McMath. That's a wild name. He's about 6'3". He ran like a 4.34. Some people say a 4.36. In that range. But he did great. He has great special teams tape. Had like 500 yards receiving his senior year. So that should be interesting. You look at a guy like Tyler Shelvin. He sat out the year. He ended up running like a 5.4, so that's not really good at all. Probably should have played this year. But it is what it is. Safety / linebacker / he played free and strong and nickel and strong and linebacker. Jacoby Stevens, 6'2", 212, ran like a 4.5. Some people say a 4.6, 42-inch vertical. No, that's insane. Kerry Vincent Jr., the cornerback who sat out the year, he ran a 4.38 and a 4.33 40. Like 5'9", 5'10", 185. 8 bench press reps, 35.5-inch vertical. And Jabril Cox, the linebacker who actually did great at the Senior Bowl, he hurt his hamstring, so he didn't run. But he's great coverage skills dating back from his time at North Dakota State. And then he had really great tape for LSU this year and at Senior Bowl. But he's going to do a separate pro day where he does like a bunch of combine stuff. Because, hamstring injuries happen. Now, Florida's pro day also happened. And the star of that show was Kyle Pitts, tight end, 6'5", 245, 83.5-inch wingspan, which is like an NFL record. Like, just imagine a wingspan of 83 inches from that wall to the other wall. Like, and he's 6'5", and he had a, he ran a 4.44 40, 33.5-inch vertical, 10-inch hands, actually almost 11-inch hands, damn near. 7.12 3-cone drill, 22 bench press reps. Pretty much, he's insanely fast, fairly strong, insanely quick and explosive, and he's 6'5", 250. And he's definitely going top 10. Also, receiver Trevon Grimes, about 6'4", 220, ran like a 4.49, 15 bench press reps. Quarterback Kyle Trask measured in at about 6'5", 230. He ran a 5.1 40, which was very underwhelming. Kind of slow, but he's more of a touch passer. So he actually might stick around in the league longer than you think. Like, he's like a 6'5" Gardner Minshew, but better. And then receiver Kadarius Toney, he ran like a 4.39. Some people say 4.39, some people say like a 4.41. It's in that range. Pro days, you always got to take a couple tenths of a second off, or a hundredth of a second. It depends. But he had a 39.5-inch vertical, 11 4-inch broad jump, so he's explosive. And his route running was already good. His tape was already good. So he still might be a first-round pick, too. Marco Wilson, the famous DB, who threw a shoe and got a flag and cost him the game, ran a 4.37. Apparently, he had like 26 bench press reps and a 43.5-inch vertical. Those are wild-ass numbers for a DB. But, it's Florida's pro day. They got insanely great athletes. So we'll see. And let's see.
40 inches is like the height of a teenager.
That's insane. Like, and he just jumped 43.5. Like, freakish athletes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, the fact they're offensive linemen with like 35-inch verticals. There are dudes in the NBA who don't have that. That's crazy. 300-pound men. But now on Pete's favorite school, Notre Dame. Notre Dame? Yeah, Notre Dame, I guess. Ian Book, QB, 6 feet, ran a 4.65, so it's proof he's an athlete. Did his thing. But a guy that Pete's been talking about a lot, and you know how I feel about Notre Dame linebackers. Shout out to Manti Te'o. Jalen Smith is like the only good one in a while. But Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, I think that's how you say his last name, 6'1", 220, didn't run the 40 because he either is slow and doesn't want people to know it or hurt his hamstring, but he looked pretty fluid in agility drills. So it is what it is with that. Wake Forest. Now that one was a pretty good pro day because you had wide receiver Sage Surratt and defensive end Carlos Basham. At 6'3", 270, he ran about a 4.64, had 20 bench press reps. 7.13 cone drill, which is excellent because there are receivers who don't do that fast. And he had a 34-inch vertical. I mean, Carlos Basham might be a first-round pick, realistically, based off his tape, how he plays, his hands. Somebody might fall in love with him. And running a 4.6 as a defensive end will do that for you. It kind of helps. So Sage Surratt, the receiver, who also took off of the year, around 6'2", ran a 4.66, 18 bench press reps. Yeah. He might not get drafted, or he'll be like a 6th or 7th rounder. Just because you can't run that slow. And what the fuck is wrong with Pete, bro? What? Why did you show me that and no one can see that? You need to explain that video. It's fucking hilarious.
Because look.
Derrick Henry who?
That's one, right? That's not what really happened.
Yeah.
The outtake.
Everybody thinks, oh yeah, you can do those push-ups. No, you can't. Like Tannehill did it, but he had like his wife's gold purse around his neck. That shit was funny.
Shout out to our boy Cedric Wilton from the Believe podcast.
Hilarious. Baylor had a pro day. One guy read like a 4.7. That's cool. Now Ohio State.
We gotta schedule our WWE annual State of the Union.
We do, because WrestleMania is coming, and I talked to him on Twitter. And not only that, we got to talk to some more X Squad people.
Yes, sir. All right.
I'm trying to go to Atlanta.
Just don't play hot when we get off the airplane.
I'm playing hot on the way there. And I'm getting a first class ticket. Fuck you think?
You can't play hot the whole time we're there.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I will play every remix known to mankind. I will dig in the crates. I played that one song, by Lil Baby, The Baby, and Pop Smoke, like a thief in the night. I play that shit. I will just find Zaytoven beats. I will find shit to play. Don't make me put an Atlanta playlist together on Spotify and then send it to you. But anyway, Ohio State. Speaking of hot, Ohio State.
I just heard they have good lemon pepper wings.
In Atlanta or Ohio State?
I mean, I got some lemon pepper tenders outside, but I'm pretty sure you ate them all.
I low-key ate all the tenders. I'm not gonna lie,
You ate
guys.
all the fucking tenders.
I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Probably ate my tenders too.
I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Asshole.
I'm not gonna lie.
All right then.
I didn't know if I should leave one as a courtesy, or I didn't know if that's courtesy or disrespect.
That's a fair point.
You didn't use none of the
You
sauce.
ate everything except for this one tender. Like, you might as well have just ate the one tender too.
You didn't. Nah, that's a fat ass saying that, because I used to do that.
But that's a lazy ass thing to just leave one tender because you don't want to throw the trash and look like the asshole who ate everything, even though you just really ate everything.
I mean, but you didn't even use all the sauce. That's the worst part.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
You left all the sauce there, so you might as well leave me the one fucking tender, and there's all the sauce. And you probably ate the bread too, and you didn't really like the bread. I don't like the bread. Yeah,
I don't need the bread. That's too much sauce.
Okay, that's it.
Play that. You can play that.
I can't believe
you can play that.
That made my chest hurt that you just said that. I felt the stupidity. I think I caught it.
That's too much sauce. That's too much sauce.
It's too much diabetes. Good Lord. All right, so Ohio State's pro day was led by, you guessed it, Justin Fields. Woo! I'm going to need you to, get your life together. To quote the Get Right, I'm going to need you to get your fucking life, bitch.
Bitch, you guessed it.
Woo! You was right.
Oh, you was right. Oh.
Something fuck him up on sight. I don't know. This is terrible, by the way.
Oh, you're the one who said, bitch, you guessed it. So, well, you didn't say bitch, but you said you guessed it.
I said, bitch, you need to get your life.
And then you said that. But
Bitch,
you said you guessed it before that.
Yeah. I'm gonna send this audio to some people we know. Gonna have to have a matador.
I'm definitely never getting agent.
Ever. Don't even bother. When I have to be the one to save you, holy shit.
All right, man.
With Ohio State's pro day.
Is Justin Fields good?
Yes.
You said that about Dwayne Haskins.
That was different.
And I called it.
That was different.
I called it.
Different. Dwayne first off, Justin Fields ran a 4.40. He probably would have ran a 4.3 if he didn't stumble. And he literally, the ball that he threw 65 yards downfield off the wrong foot, and it was perfectly thrown. Almost.
So he's the greatest quarterback in Ohio State history.
Yes, by far. And actually, pro ready.
Better than Joe Burrow? Better than Ohio State Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow wasn't good enough to play at Ohio State. He didn't get better until he went to LSU and had NFL receivers, NFL linemen, and NFL
Okay,
defense.
but he was also like the rookie of the year for a game, so let's not be disrespectful.
Okay, first off.
Let's not be.
I'm not being disrespectful. You didn't watch Joe Burrow in the UCF game. That's where he became Joe Burrow. Otherwise, he had a pedestrian first season at LSU.
Yeah.
Until a fucking brawl... Just a brawl broke out in the UCF game, and they started hitting him late, and he said, "Oh yeah," and then he fucking snapped and became like,
listen, man,
World Breaker Hulk on people.
At a certain level, everybody's athletic, everybody can make plays, everybody can do shit, but sometimes
he carried that.
You
offense.
just need something to fucking push you over the edge into greatness.
Fields carried that offense.
Everyone can be equal, but sometimes it just takes that extra little fucking thing.
And Burrow did that, but this is different. Fields is on a whole nother level. With his arm talent and his accuracy and the fact that he can go through his reads. And they even said it at Ohio State, like, we actually have him do so much NFL. Yeah, like we have him do so much NFL stuff, we tone it down for when we get to the game because we don't want him to be doing everything. And it's not like they had loaded NFL receivers this year. They really did.
So this is the best quarterback class in like 10 years?
Arguably.
Is that really how you feel?
Lawrence, Wilson out of BYU.
Because that's what they said last year.
This class is like the class with Lamar Jackson in it.
They said that this year.
Four of those guys are good.
They said that in that year too.
No, but four of those guys are great. Two of them were bust, and arguably one went to the Jets, so he didn't have a fair shake, and the other one got passed around. Never mind. I was about to make.
You were going to make a massage service joke.
Nah, I was about to make a lot of jokes. I was about to make a joke that would have said a lot.
Yeah, just dig it in the tree.
Okay. And I'm uncanceled. But nah. Yeah, man. Like, Fields is really legit. And, like, if you look at Rosen, he didn't get a fair shake.
So you think there's going to be 4 first-round like 4
5.
in the top 10?
5.
In
5
the top
in the
10.
first round. 4 in the top 15. If the first 3 go, if Fields, Lawrence, and Wilson are gone before 8.
How about wish Pat Mahomes?
Trey Lance is going first round. Plain simple.
And Mac Jones?
Mac Jones is going first round too, but it has to be somewhere where there's. He might go. I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta picked Mac Jones just so he could be a clone of Matt Ryan and never win them anything. I said it. I don't really believe too high in Mac Jones like that. Like, you literally had one of the greatest, if not the greatest college football offense of all time. He had Waddle. He had their slot receiver who's faster than Ruggs, Michi. You had the Slim Reaper. The tight end was nice. Oh, yeah, and you had the all-time leading rusher in school history, Najee Harris. Literally, all you had to do was hand the ball off and throw it deep. Like, Alabama's offense was never hurting at all this year. They were on full cylinders. The defense was sus.
How about Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson, he got to prove it. If he goes to the Jets, I don't think he's done. It'll break him. Because with BYU players, especially BYU QBs, let's just be honest, man. I mean, people have already said he has, like, the spoiled rich white kid syndrome.
So basically,
going.
it's Lawrence, Fields, Lance.
Wilson is second or third. For some people, Wilson's first or second. I wouldn't be surprised if Wilson goes ahead of Lawrence, but I'm like, Wilson could be Coastal Carolina, so I'm not making him top 3.
No, he's from BYU.
Yeah, but they couldn't be Coastal Carolina. Oh. You're the quarterback, bro, and you couldn't be fucking Coastal Carolina. Your left tackle is All-American. By the way, Christensen, I think his first name's Doug, Todd Christensen, the left tackle for BYU, ran a 4.89 at his pro day. Had like 30 bench press reps. First team All-American.
Bro, how did Ty Detmer stay in the league so long?
Because he went to BYU and he had dirt on people, probably. BYU players be having dirt, and they're smart, probably. But definitely the second one. Like, Corey Detmer, like they were backup QBs, holders, stuff like that. But with Wilson, it's like, okay, you really didn't play great competition. And yeah, you might have Aaron Rodgers type arm talent, but do you have his maturity? And we can't, like, for him to go to the Jets, he would have to be like a complete package. Like, you have to put him in a situation where it's like, okay, he can grow naturally. Not, okay, we're starting from zero and you're the guy. Because you already shown you don't have the patience to draft a QB and hold on to him long enough, a la Sam Darnold, who I think could still play and be a Pro Bowler if he goes to the right team and rebuilds his confidence. But, yeah, I think there's 5 QBs going in the first round.
How many choices are in the first round?
32, and there's, just based off like the talent, there's about 6 or 7 of these QBs who could be in the league for a long time.
I'm excited to see where Trevor is going to go.
He's probably definitely going first.
Is he that good?
He's definitely that great, unless
is he definitely got that little swerve on.
She's like, I might be a Jacksonville Jaguars fan.
She's smiling over there.
I'm excited to see.
She's cheesing for Lewis.
He's like all I see.
She got that Sosa glow right now.
The soul glow.
All right, man. So can we move to Taker Tangent?
I'm not even done with all these pro days yet.
All right, hurry up.
Damn, shut up, Jesus. All right, so yeah, he ran a 4.4.
I haven't talked in like an hour, bro.
You've been drunk the whole time.
Well, now I'm sober and I'm ready to talk.
Oh, now you're ready to talk? Oh, Jesus. I hope your girlfriend punches you when you get home.
Wow. Domestic violence is not funny, especially right now during COVID. It's a silent epidemic.
No, but you need to get punched. You needing to get punched is a silent epidemic.
Wow. I've been punched plenty of times, sir.
You haven't been punched enough. I haven't punched you.
So what does
Mancini hasn't punched you. Andrew hasn't punched you. No one in the group chat has punched you.
What does that mean?
So, like, we have to depend on other people to retroactively punch you. Like, I hope your little brother might have to punch you. But, like, you weren't even that good of a football player. Like, he got to hit you with that. Like, he got to, like, hit you with something you weren't expecting. He's like, your footwork was shoddy, and I bet Deion never said you had a 5-1. That's dirty. You can't be doing that.
Exactly.
You're dirty. You're a dirty offensive lineman. Because I know you would
do that.
That's the
I
rule.
honestly don't even need to do that, bro.
But you would do it. You're like, here, it's practice for Hawthorne. But nah, so, yeah, outside of Fields running an amazing 40. Turf Borland. That may be Chris Borland's little brother, I don't know. He's one of the linebackers for Ohio State, right? And I'm only mentioning him first because he had one of the most horrible pro days ever. He ran a 4.98 40. And he's the linebacker who they had trying to cover Devontae Smith when he caught like a 50-yard touchdown pass in the national title game. I was like, why would you put the slowest dude on your defense on the fat?
Probably the only dude who runs a 5-flat on the whole defense.
He run like
even the nose tackle runs a 5-1.
No, the nose tackle runs a legit 4.87. They just like they came here as a defensive end and they just got bulkier. That's what a lot of times they just make really fast, athletic 5 techniques D tackles. We don't talk about that enough. Shout out to Quentin Williams. But yeah, so he ran 4.98, had 15 bench press reps. And, yeah, Turf Borland. There you go. But Baron Browning, some people are saying he might be a first-round pick at 26 to the Browns, which would be shocking. 6'2", 245, ran. Some people say he ran a 4.51, some people say he ran a 4.58. 40-inch vert, 23 bench press reps. But the 40-inch vert clearly details some explosion. Jonathan Cooper, defensive end, 6'2", and whatever. 250, ran a 4.69, 28 bench press reps. That's pretty good. Wyatt Davis, who's seen as a first-round guard, 25 bench press reps. Trey Sermon, running back, ran a 4.57. Had a 37-inch vert. That was kind of shocking that he ran that slow, but it's what it is. He transferred from Oklahoma. Also, Pete Werner, linebacker for Ohio State, 6'2", 238, ran a 4.5, 20 bench press reps, 39.5-inch vertical. On the Texas Tech, I'm going to start speeding through these. Kellen Mond ran a 4.59 at his pro day. So, there goes that. Defensive tackle Bobby Brown ran a 4.98. So there goes that. The receiver Jamon Osborne ran like a 4.71. But you know how that is. So Washington defensive tackle at Washington's pro day, Levi on Wuzurike? I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I said it wrong. We're not even going to have Pete try that because I'm pretty sure if he tries to say a Nigerian dude's name, his tongue will explode. So, yeah, he defensive tackle, considered one of the top D tackles in the draft out of Washington. Sat out the year for Washington. He ran a 4.85 and had 29 bench press reps, 30-inch vertical. Excellent times for a 3 technique. So, it should be interesting where he goes if they use him as a defensive end. Or they use him like a true 3 technique. And Keith Taylor, corner, 6'2", ran a 4.5. Elijah Molden ran a 4.59, but he's probably going to play some nickel. Joe Tryon, the defensive end, 6'5", 260, ran a 4.64, 35-inch vert. Louisville's pro day, Tutu Atwell, wide receiver, ran a 4.42. Another receiver, Des Fitzpatrick, ran a 4.43. Their running back, Javian Hawkins, ran a 4.46. Let's see. Tulane, they had a linebacker who's 6'6", 240. He ran a 4.59. Patrick Johnson, look out for that name. East Carolina, tell me if you remember this name, Pete. Blake Prohl.
Yeah.
Son of Ricky Prohl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6'1", 186, ran a 4.47 at his pro day. 7-second cone drill.
So he's draftable.
Yeah. Now, this one's going to be interesting because Miami and North Carolina, their pro day was crazy too. Because 3 edge rushers on their team might be first-round picks. So you got Jalen Phillips, Quincy Roche, and Gregory Rousseau. Rousseau's considered the better defensive end prospect. Phillips is the better athlete, and Quincy Roche, damn, actually had a pretty good career before transferring from Temple. Take a shot of beer when you have indigestion. There we go. Okay, so, yeah. Tight end, Brevin Jordan, he ran a 4.67. Jalen Phillips ran a 4.56. Now, he was the number 1 player in the country when he came out of high school. I think he's from the IE, definitely. He went to UCLA, and you know how that ended up. He had some injuries, transferred. It was a bad situation for him. Went to Miami, almost had 10 sacks his first year there on the team. And runs a 4.56. So, the fact that he's considered a mid-first round pick, and he ran that fast. I mean,
You're mid.
Huh?
You're mid.
No, he's definitely considered a first-round pick.
Oh, okay.
Like a mid-first round pick.
Yeah.
Not my mid, like in
No,
general.
I mean you're mid.
How am I mid?
Middle of the pack.
You're mid. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you possessed by a bullshit demon?
I'm just trolling you because you're taking forever.
Nah, bro. It was like 87 pro days that happened. And these guys are all first rounders. Yeah. So Rousseau ran a 4.69 at like 6'6", 260. Roche ran a 4.66. They all bench press like between 21 and 23 reps. North Carolina, Michael Carter ran a 4.5 flat. Linebacker Chaz Surratt, who switched from quarterback to linebacker a few years ago. 6'2", 230, ran a 4.5. 25 bench press reps. Might be a first-round pick. Who knows? Javonte Williams ran a 4.55. That put to bed if he was slow as hell or not. Because he was mostly a power back, and he literally Jamal Lewis'd a couple people. You can go back and look at North Carolina this year. He literally, ran a dude over so bad who was running at him full speed that he carried him on his back for 5 yards. Shit was crazy. Duke. Now, the fact that I'm talking about a Duke pro day, they just deserve a round of applause because Duke was not a football school. All right, that's all you get. So Duke, David Cutcliffe is producing NFL talent there, so salute to him. But running back, DB Michael Carter ran a 4.36. Running back Deion Jackson ran a 4.41. So that should be interesting. And Chris Rumpf, he didn't run a 40, but yeah, I'm never talking Duke football again. I think this is where that stops. There's only 3 ACC teams I'm willing to talk about, and I've already hit that mark. So yeah, Boston College tight end Hunter Long ran a 4.6. He should be interesting. There's it's low key a loaded tight end class, but for backups, after it's a huge drop off after Pitts, but So Arizona State had a pro day. Frank Darby ran a 4.56. That was really disappointing. I thought he was going to stay for another year at Arizona State because he never really showed he was the best receiver on the team or in the Pac-12. But hey, and I don't know if you saw that text I sent you earlier, Pete, about the Oregon State linebacker. Somebody wrote a story about his pro day. I was like, they hate this dude. It was a fucked up intro. I was like, damn. He was like, such and such player, after having, has really high hopes about his draft status despite a marginal senior year. I was like, God damn. Bro, I would have found you and punched you in the face. He wrote, it was a disrespectful ass tone. But anyway, so Brady Christensen, by the way, for BYU, the left tackle was All-American. His name's Brady Christensen. And last but not least, for this pro day thing, Kentucky linebacker Jamin Davis ran a 4.4. Some people say a 4.37. I'm not really sure about that. But I definitely heard he ran a 4.4. He's 6'4", 240. Really good Kentucky linebacker. And they've been putting a couple good ones out lately. Josh Allen kind of was a defensive end, but still they put out guys. Boise State's pro day, Avery Williams, who was the Mountain West special teams player of the year the past 2 years, ran a 4.41, 19 bench press reps, and that matters because he had a charity that got $4,200 for how fast he ran and how much he bench pressed. So that was dope. He raised almost $5,000 for a charity based off his pro day. So yeah, salute to him. And that is the end of
my fucking god! Holy shit,
football.
Dude.
Hey, fuck you, bruh. Jesus, man.
All right, can you hit the touchdown and turnover, take your tangent, whichever one you come across first. It doesn't matter.
I mean, you could literally just talk, but Anyway, what was next? Oh yeah,
bro. This is why. This is why you can't have an hour monologue and the keyword and the keyboard and the mouse.
You were too drunk to have either one.
Okay, but halfway, your segment was so long, I sobered up. Okay,
you're welcome.
Jesus,
it's called stalling.
It's called paint drying.
Nah, I'm gonna get drunk.
All right, did you say take or tangent?
I don't know. Did I?
All right, my bad.
Couldn't look at the screen, huh?
All right, first up, R.I.P. legendary junior college Hall of Famer John Featherstone, who died from Alzheimer's at 71 years old last week.
One of the greatest junior college football coaches of all time. Won Coach of the Year in like 1987. It has like 11 division titles, and he put a bunch of cats in the league. And coached some junior college Hall of Famers too, like Derek Deese.
I just never want to get... Like, above all else, I think what scares me the most about getting old is losing my mind. Especially because I'm barely finding it now.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Shut up, scumbag!
I mean, this episode kind of proves it. But I feel you, yeah. Like, I don't
Your mind's not any more stable than mine, okay?
No, my mind's pretty stable. I'm zen. I'm zen on the surface. I'm zen on the surface.
On the surface, yeah. All right, next up, the Chargers are having a family feud over selling the team. Apparently, their trust is in debt. So, do you got to take or tangent on the Chargers potentially being up for sale?
This is going to get worse before it gets any better because since their trust is poor, they can't afford any of their they can't afford to pay out like their charitable donations. So the sister is essentially suing, and they want to sell the team as collateral so they can pay the charitable donations. So they want to share their sale of the Chargers, and Dean's like, I don't want to fucking do that. But their trust is technically broke, and
it's Jeff Bezos should probably buy them, or
no.
Maybe
they already have the best social media team in the NFL. The Chargers are killing it.
Or maybe Steve Ballmer should buy them.
Hell no, the Lakers got to buy the Chargers.
Lakers aren't going to buy the Chargers.
I mean, what choice do they have?
They wouldn't buy the Chargers.
The Rock has to buy the Chargers.
Stop.
The Rock has to buy the Chargers.
The Rock doesn't have billionaire money like that.
Vince McMahon and The Rock have to buy the Chargers.
All right.
Pick another billionaire.
I'll take...
What?
Kanye? Kanye buys the Chargers.
Travis Scott's the head of marketing. The Kardashians are going to own a fucking NFL team. Watch.
The Rock's net worth is $400 million. That won't do it?
Nah. He had to get a group.
Nah, he'd have to get a group, yeah.
Holy shit.
Kanye, Travis, the Kardashians.
You got to have a B. Capital B.
Multiple B's.
Kylie Jenner.
Jack Dorsey? Jack Dorsey should buy the Chargers.
Twitter can't fucking... I mean, they're already killing it on Twitter.
Jay-Z.
Nah, Jay-Z's broke. Jay-Z can't afford that team.
Like 1%.
Like, yeah, he'll be like the Nets. He'll help gentrify New Jersey and Brooklyn, and then he'll buy like one fucking seat in the stadium, and then everybody thinks that he won because he bought one seat. He bought like enough stock to own one seat in the building. It happened to be courtside. Shout out to
the
courtside.
Chargers don't even really have like alumni like that.
Because they pushed a lot of people away and done a lot of bad business on the football side. And they should have just stayed in San Diego, but I get why they went to LA. Because they have a Hollywood feel, but leadership, the organization ain't right.
Kimbrell
Tompkins, he's facing 10 years in prison for identity theft.
Which is sad. He got like, he stole, pretty much he was scamming people who had needed COVID relief, and he got like $300,000 in a fund, and he copped about $230K of it.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
And they caught him. Them boys caught him. And the worst part is he actually went to El Camino College. He was a former 5-star recruit out of Tennessee, transferred to Elko. Then I forget where he went after that. Ended up making his way to the league, and he was like a huge success story. Everybody was happy for him because he went to Elko, set a bunch of records, went to I think Cincinnati. Yeah, he went to Cincinnati. And then makes it to the league, plays for the Patriots, becomes like a favorite target of Tom Brady, and then kind of washes out a couple years later. And then you find out at 32, he's about to do 10 years for that, and it just shows like, damn, not everybody in the NFL makes the best choices. It's unfortunate.
All right.
$230K is a lot.
Now let's move to touchdown or turnover. Trevor Lawrence will not attend the 2021 NFL Draft. He wants to spend it at Clemson. Touchdown or turnover?
Is that a touchdown or a turnover?
Turnover, because what's up with Clemson, bro? It's like Scientology.
Their family, bro. Is he gonna have a live stream at Clemson?
Except for their black receivers.
You're not wrong.
Why would he do that? Why wouldn't he go to the draft?
I mean, he's like, I'd rather just spend it with family, people I care about. And him and Dabo Swinney are connected forever. So that's kind of dope that they would have it there and celebrate there.
Fuck them.
Jesus.
All right. The Falcons will play a game in London next year. Touchdown or turnover? Turnover. Who gives a fuck about the Falcons?
Whoa. First off, you're just not going to... I'm getting this Quavo joke off.
Okay, go ahead.
So relax, no balance. First things first, keep Quavo away from Big Ben. We don't need him punching the clock or anything else.
Really? Really? That's the Quavo joke you were holding back? Really? Come on, bro.
No.
You got something better than that. Come on.
I do. The premise was about to take off, but you were kind of offset over there.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I just hit you with the pun, and now you're mad. He's really mad. I got him. He's so offset right now.
Oh,
Stop.
He looks like he wants to take off on me.
Stop it.
I'm not sweetie, bro.
All right. NFL owners approve debt waiver to allow Washington's Daniel Snyder to buy out minority owners. Touchdown or turnover?
We talked about it last week that they were going to eventually vote on it, and, now that it's real, I think it's a turnover. Like, bro, make him sell the team. Because he's going to clean all those people out, and he's going to stay. What's the point? Like, he shouldn't be an owner of any team, really. Because he's shown he's unstable and clearly doesn't have a female-friendly workplace environment. Clearly. So it's like, didn't even want to change the name. So I don't know. It's kind of bullshit. It's a turnover for me.
So reports indicate that Goodell and the NFL expect full stadiums next year. There's also reports saying that teams will not have remote OTAs. They plan to have regular OTAs this year. So touchdown or turnover on the NFL's plans so far for the offseason and season?
I'm going to say touchdown because they're going to have everything regular. And the Super Bowl is going to be February 13th of next year, which is ironically 6 days before my birthday. So, Pisces season, gang, Aquarius season. They're just like, you know what? We went through a pandemic. We played by the rules. Fuck this shit. We're going back to our way, and we'll just deal with it. Same way everybody on the fucking 405 is acting. Because seriously, fuck all y'all. Like, I think all y'all need to get prosecuted because apparently you got money for gas and to just be traveling places. So clearly that EDD shit and whatever unemployment you were getting, you clearly weren't unemployed because now you got money to fucking clog up every freeway in California. And I gotta it takes me an hour and a half in a fucking Uber to get to work when it normally only takes me 30.
That was your normal before, though, right?
No.
You know that was your life before this,
painful.
right?
I don't want to go back to it. I've been progressing forward as of late.
Yeah.
I don't want to move backwards.
That no traffic in LA has hit different. I can't lie.
Yeah, like
I miss
getting
when
10
the
minutes
streets
just to
rented.
get from my house to the fucking South Bay Galleria. 15 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck,
And
bro?
now the Galleria is back open, but they closed that Starbucks across the street.
Yeah. All right, Rashad Coward signed a deal with the Bears, and he broke it on Twitch. Touchdown or turnover? Free agent deals breaking on live Twitch streams.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh shit, it got out by accident. But I'm like, I'm happy for him. I mean,
fuck it, man. Players are people too. If they want to talk about their fucking job on
Twitch,
their live
bro,
stream,
he's a
why
backup
not?
offensive lineman. Of course, backup offensive linemen are the dopest in some aspects. They either have all the snacks, all the tea.
All right. Colts signed former Steelers defensive back Sean Davis, touchdown and turnover.
Out of Maryland.
Former first-round pick or second-round pick? It was a second-round pick.
I think it was a second-round pick. I wanted the Raiders to sign him.
I don't think he has an interception in his career. He might have one.
I think he has one. He was a part of that time where the Steelers got no picks for years.
Until they got Mika?
Yep. Shamarko Thomas. Remember Shamarko Thomas?
Nope. Artie Burns?
He re-signed, I think.
With the Steelers?
Yeah.
Didn't they roast the fuck out of him? No, that was Eli Apple. I'm sorry. Same dude. My bad.
Same dude, one's faster.
All right. What else? Anything else that we missed? No, I think that's good.
And the Super Bowl. But also, yeah, like, if they're going to have the Super Bowl in L.A. and it's February 13th, they need to, like, partner with the Marathon store in some capacity or Nipsey's family. Because you right in Inglewood, bro. Like, come on. You got to have... You know people... There's going to be vendors outside selling shit with Nipsey's face on it. You might as well partner with the Marathon store for the Super Bowl. Put some money in their pockets. Or some goodwill. Or some good faith.
Feels kind of like appropriation.
Isn't, like, the train going down all through all the black neighborhoods on Crenshaw appropriation already? And gentrification?
Yeah, I guess. I don't think gentrification's appropriation.
It kind of is, though.
Not really. If anything, it's kind of the opposite.
You're appropriating... Like, this place is so nice, just not the people living here. Let me get you out of here through nefarious means.
It's not really the same thing.
Like carving up the city and pushing all the poor people.
That's not really the same thing, though, as appropriation.
Same family. Same family, different birthday.
Nah. Just maybe a similar feeling. All right, so with that, guess we should get to the rants. Izzy, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Go for it.
Miss you, Eric. See you next week, I hope. But it was a decent week, except for I woke up this morning. My tire was flat. Ugh. But other than that, I'm so excited that there's life again. I'm able to come here, which I'm excited about. Yeah, I don't know.
Graduation. Semester wrapping up. Spring break.
Yay. I didn't do anything. But, no, when does football start again? Like August, September?
Yeah, like something like that.
The drafts and the end of this month.
Okay. And March Madness is still going on?
It's almost over. UCLA made it to the Final Four.
Nice.
Because Michigan decided to have an off game, and USC had an off game against Gonzaga. If Gonzaga doesn't win the NCAA title, I don't want to ever hear about Gonzaga again. Don't tell me how, like, mid-majors don't get any love. No, shut your ass up. You had, like, 3 first-round draft picks on your team. Collins or whatever. They're all in the NBA now. You didn't win back then. If you don't win now, I don't want to hear shit from Gonzaga or their fans. Like, nobody even knows where you're fucking... Are you in Oregon or are you, like, in Upper California? I don't know. Washington. Okay, that figures.
Thanks for the chicken tenders.
No problem. Shout out to Top Tender.
All right, Kenny, you want to go or you want me to go?
I feel like you're just shitty, so I should probably go.
Fuck off, dude. All right, go ahead.
You don't want to end on a depressing note? You sure you want to go?
Go for it.
All right, so... some good news for me. Well, one, fuck my primary care doctor. He was trying to tell me some shit on the phone today. I was talking to him. I'm like, I'm having issues with my foot. I'm trying to get rehab. I just need a referral. He's like, well, you're obese, so that plays a role in it. I'm like, dude, I've known I was fat. That's why I stopped coming to you 2 years ago. Like, all my blood work always checks out. I'm just fat, and now I'm losing the weight. Like, I don't need you to fucking tell me I'm fat. Just give me the referral. He didn't want to give me a referral for a chiropractor at all, and makes me jump through hoops to get x-rays on an injury that's 12 years old. And I'm like, dude, what am I going to see from my foot from a new x-ray that's going to be like, oh, yeah, this justifies you going to see a chiropractor or a podiatrist?
It's a money thing. It has to
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
it's
he's
an
getting-
insurance thing. He has to have those. He has to have those.
I get
referrals.
that, but the same way my mom said it, I'm like, he's known my injury history like for a while. Nothing's changed as far as that. He's had old X-rays of my foot. He didn't want to give me a referral back then. He don't want to give me one now. So I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna just look for a different doctor.
Because if your shit is fucked up, what is physical therapy gonna do?
Fix it. It's not like
really.
It's like
Not really. Physical
no.
therapy is more about like pain management and like rehabilitation. If your shit is fucking broken, it's fucked up.
It's not
like,
broken. It was broken. It was fucked up. There was some nerve damage, but now I'm going through the paces of fixing it while
and
I'm
the
working
same,
out.
and even with the chiropractor, like the chiropractor is considered like a.
It fixes up some things. I'm not saying it's a fail safe.
It's not a
end all be all.
An essential thing. Like it's like a considered like an extra thing.
So somebody gets in a horrific car accident and they need physical therapy and a chiropractor every week.
Yeah,
insurance
and
covers
it.
it.
You still have to get X-rays and go through that whole process.
Yeah, but in my case, shout out to the dude I went to today. He's well, since you played the sport and you got injured 10 years ago and you haven't gotten injured since, you're just trying to deal with pain and like your range of motion. All right, I'll see you. So he sees me, goes through it, and he actually fixed my foot a little bit.
Bro, plus what is physical therapy going to do for 10 years of you walking on it wrong? And
which, by the way, yeah, he definitely said I was walking wrong. He's like, he's like big dudes normally like they walk out, they walk with their feet out, which throws off your posture unnecessarily. And I was like, damn, I was doing that a lot. But he did some things with my ankle, and like my range of motion is like way better than it has been in like about 8 years.
A chiropractor?
Yeah, and he does like sports injuries too. So I was thankful for that. Like, I'm like, somebody finally told me some shit that like I knew they weren't bullshitting me just to like see me or like drop some money. Like he actually like gave me some really dope sound advice. So I'm thankful for that because it's been like a long, arduous process. Like he even did cupping. Like I wasn't a big fan of cupping until I actually got it done on my leg, and to see like the intended effects and what it does, it's kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't do it like every week, but it's kind of dope.
Do you have spots on your leg?
Yeah, the back of my leg, my left leg. But it was just a really refreshing experience because it's like inwardly, like we can go to therapy and we can deal with pain that way. But when you have something that's physically bothering you and you keep telling so-called professionals like, "Hey, this is bothering me. I've been trying to get it like fixed or sorted out for years. I know it's going to take a long time, but I at least want to start because I don't want to be feeling the same pain 30 years from now when I could have got it fixed." And all it took was like the right doctor to like understand that I know my body better than a fucking primary care physician who wanted to just pump me full of drugs when I don't need drugs or anti-inflammatory medication. Because guess what? That shit would have been useful 12 years ago when it happened. But so I'm just thankful I'm rehabbing my foot, like finding things wrong with it that are actually fixable. And yeah, I feel pretty good. So there's that. And yeah, losing weight and back to my juicing diet and trying to keep my head on straight because man, they are fucking us in the food industry. I can tell you, it's one thing after the other. But I'm gonna just stay positive and keep working on my goals. And yeah,
I thought you said you didn't want to end on a depressing note.
No, it wasn't depressing.
Your whole shit was
not depressing. It's not depressing at all.
Your whole thing was depressing.
No, it's not. It's actually very uplifting. Like I haven't not been in pain with my foot since I injured it. And today, for the first time, like he did some shit like when you like they like yank your foot a certain way to like loosen it up, and I was like, oh shit, that's what that's supposed to feel like. I'm not supposed to be wincing in pain every time you touch that part of my foot. He's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, there's little things you can do.
And he wonders why the doctor was trying to give him pain meds.
Pain meds don't work on me. They just erode my stomach lining. Like, I spat out blood for like 6 months, bro.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
I don't take... Like, that's not going to do anything.
It's not a long-term fix, that's for sure.
Yeah, like, I can't just be on drugs the rest of my fucking life. I could, I don't want to. He's like, no, let me actually look at the muscle. Like, what's actually... Like, the nerves are intact, the ligaments are intact, but the muscle needs some work. And he's like, you can't just lift weights through it, something like this. Like, you actually have to get it, worked on. So, I'm happy with the results I got. And... Nah, kind of.
Kenny's that dude who shows up to a dealership with a bucket, and it's just like there's all types of shit wrong with it, and he's like, "No, I want you to do this specific thing," and you're like, "But the car needs all this." I want you to do this one specific thing.
You're actually like 100% off base.
No. But all this shit is wrong with it. I just want you to do this one specific thing. Just do it.
Yeah, you're wrong.
But it's like,
definitely wrong.
Bro, you
don't know what you're talking about.
But it's like, bro, you've been running your car like this for 12 years. So what's the breaking point?
Not being able to walk?
I'm not.
I guess.
What the fuck? I'm gonna cut my foot off tomorrow. Like, no, it was some things that like could have been fixed, but I was never given.
But that's the thing is, for 12 years, what took you so long?
I kept going to doctors. They kept giving me shitty advice.
Bro, when was the last time you went to a doctor?
Like 6 months ago. No, not even 6 months ago. Because I got tested for stuff like 2 months ago.
And he gets a COVID test every week, too. You
forgot about that. I get a COVID test. I get the results.
He gets a COVID test every week.
That's a span of 2 weeks.
He gets a physical every 3 months.
Hell no. Nah, like every 6 months.
That's good.
This man is full of shit.
I get my blood work done like every 4 usually.
This man is full of shit.
Bro, like, not everybody's fucked up like you. Not everybody is as fucked up as you. Some of us like actually get shit done.
I don't wait 12 years to get my problems looked at.
I didn't wait 12 years. I went to a bunch of different people over a 12-year span, and everybody.
Bro, I haven't heard you talk about a doctor in a cool 4 years.
Because I don't tell you all my problems.
I feel
now
like
you really
lying.
I don't tell you all my physical problems.
Shut your ass up, bro. Stop.
Bro, I got stabbed last week. I didn't tell you that.
Stop the lies.
I stubbed my toe 3 weeks ago and I was limping. I didn't tell you that.
Stop the lies. All right, man. Well, my week's been pretty interesting as every week is. Shout out to my boy Woo. He's officially getting married. He had a little shindig for the wedding party, so got to hang out with him. Have some drinks. Other than that, we got high school football week 2 or week 3, depending on where you're at in your season. So hopefully your favorite high school team has some sort of live stream, because at this point there's really no spectators allowed. And if they don't, well, sucks.
They're not having fans?
Nah, most schools aren't.
Dang.
Yeah, because COVID.
And it's the high school football season nationwide right now?
No, just California.
Okay.
Because they held up California the most.
Cool.
Yeah, because California was COVID capital for a bit. Other than that, man, I got some good news that I'll be able to announce hopefully next week. Really proud of my mentees, man. I've been mentoring a student from CSUN and mentoring a student from CSUF, one in PR and one in journalism. And watching them both grow is really just inspiring for me. Helps me kind of remember like why I do what I do, but it's also like, okay, I took a torch so far, and it's like, okay, now these kids can take it farther, especially my freshman mentee, who's just like killing it right now. She's just willing to do anything, and shout out to her, man. She's gonna make it as long as she stays consistent over these next few years. Like, she's gonna be dope. You're gonna be seeing her on TV soon. And yeah, man, other than that, fuck, it's been spring break at my house for the teenagers, so it's been a little less stressful for me not having to do fucking high school 3 times. But yeah, not really. So yeah, it is what it is. Take the wins with the losses. Excited to start getting more into the draft coverage. Yeah, that's it. Touchdowns and tangents. Shout out to X Squad affiliates. Shout out to FBC Radio. Shout out to Kenny's chiropractor. Shout out to the sketch radiologist who gave him some X-rays out on TJ.
Nah, he was like fresh out of school.
Shout out to the snake skin oil that he threw on his leg before the show.
I'm triggered.
He's like, I really tried that like 6 years ago. Didn't work.
Fuck you, bro. I was in real pain in college. Why do you think I always wore slides?
Because you're from the South Bay and you're fat.
Mostly just because I'm from the South Bay. Everybody wears slides in the South Bay. It has nothing to do with being fat, but you're fat too. So go fuck yourself. Fat
yeah, but
boy.
I was born fat, bro. You weren't. You chose this life.
You know what's funny? Now that I think about it, yeah, I wasn't a fat baby. I was actually in really good health.
I was a fat baby. I literally weighed more than the twins next to me.
How much did you weigh?
12 pounds.
You fat bastard. Dog, I weighed 3 pounds.
I weighed 12 pounds.
What? That's like malnourished, though, right?
Wait, no, hold on. No, how does my mom go? It goes 357. No, my sister was 3 pounds. I was 5, barely 5 pounds. My younger sister was 7 pounds. But yeah, I think that was mostly I just had a big ass head. And my body caught up. But yeah, like my granddad was feeding me like grits at like 3 days old. Like just wild shit. Because he grew up in Louisiana. Like that explains stomach issues and why I can just eat outlandish shit. But yeah, I was not a fat baby. This man was 12 pounds. You were a 6-pack. No, a 24-pack. In both hands. While carrying groceries upstairs. Anyway, this is Touchdowns and Tangents, y'all. Salute to you, Izzy.
So what your leg feels like every day?
Nah, more like your heart. And your mental state of mind. And you anytime you drink. But anyway.
He's really mad at me.
A little bit.
Fighting.
A little bit, yeah. This is passive aggressive. But anyway.
Nah, we couldn't tell.
You really? You couldn't? Like, you couldn't?
Alright, can you just push the red button? Fuck.
Cool, yeah. Salute to you, Izzy. Congrats. You're at the spring break mark. You're 2 months away from a bachelor's degree. Keep up the great work.
We are proud of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And you can rage when it's over. And
Absolutely.
even though it wasn't much, we hope you enjoy today because, you know.
It was fun.
Florida is just fucking, man.
We missed you.
We missed you, and Florida's having all the goddamn spring break fun. It's ridiculous. It's not fair. I'm kind of mad. Anyway, deuces, y'all.
Peace.
Ooh.